Real quick, before we get to the Wonder Woman Wednesday episode, I wanted to put a little clip in the beginning of this to say thank you, because when this episode comes out, I will be celebrating 5 years as a YouTube channel. And let me tell you this has been some of the most fun I've ever had. Because getting to talk about these characters that I care about so much, with particularly Wonder Woman, with the people that I consider some of my closest friends, especially Britt, it is one of the biggest privileges and honors that I have ever had. And in addition to that, not only have I gotten to get to know so many great people and so many great characters, I got to know you. I know we haven't met in person, obviously, because of YouTube, but I feel like I know a lot of you people through like the comments you leave, these suggestions, and the overall just fun that I have making these videos and live streams and stuff. And again, thank you so much for an incredible 5 years. It has been the greatest honor of my life, and I can't wait for 5 more years. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Welcome to Wonder Woman Wednesday. I am Jared, and I am doing yet another collab with Britt, where she does a thread on Twitter and I do a video to complement that thread. And this week we are doing what Wonder Woman stories or moments need their own animated feature or live action feature. In other words, moments that should be in like movies and such. So first one, I gotta agree with Brett. I'm gonna go with Gods and Mortals by George Perez, because, and I know that Simone was based on it, maybe the Wonder Woman 2017, but maybe a direct adaptation, like 1-to-1, because it introduces Wonder Woman perfectly. It introduces the Amazons, include the Amazon origin, because then you establish the foundation upon which you can build the entire Wonder Woman world. That's the thing about the Perez run that's so good, is it slowly introduces things so it's not overwhelming, and it introduces things organically so you can latch on. Number two is another George Perez moment, War of the Gods, because if you guys know me, you know I'm a big fan of Greek mythology, and one of the things that I've always wanted to see is the Greek gods go up against the Justice League, because the Justice League are like their stand-in for like their position in society. So I really think that would be a really dope story to do. Plus, you could have Wonder Woman be more of in a leadership role. Then we go to JLA League of One, which is essentially a better version of Tower of Babel, where Wonder Woman has to use her intelligence to take down the League so that she can face a dragon. And the way that you kind of do this, and the thing the book does really well, is it emphasizes Diana's sacrificial attitude and the world comes first attitude. So it's really more about Diana's devotion to her mission up into and including the price of her life. So I really think that does a great job. Then you have Wonder Woman Spirit of Truth by Paul Dini, because that one is one of the most solid and a solid quick introductions to Wonder Woman. You can even make that a short. You know how DC used to do those showcase shorts? You could 100% just do that as a showcase short. Maybe have it in the style of Alex Ross, and it just shows Diana using her ambassador role to and learning that she can't always go in and bash him with a shield. In fact, you could organize that and put Spirit of Truth after Gods and Mortals, because that way you have her origin and her inexperiencedness and thinking she has to solve everything as Wonder Woman, and then you go to the Spirit of Truth, which teaches her you can't always rush in with a shield, in other words, and leads to the establishment of the embassy and such. Then you have Justice League of America, Power and Glory in the New 52. And there's a very specific moment in this when Superman gets killed by Rao, and Diana takes Zeus's lightning bolt and just stabs it into his chest to like essentially like defib his heart. And that's really cool because it shows like if you want to go with the like Superman Wonder Woman relationship, it gives you like a cool moment that can lead to like maybe this is when they admit they have feelings for each other or something like that. So there's a lot you could go with that. Then the last one I'm going to talk about is actually it's going to be two more. Eye of the Gorgon by Greg Rucka, because that one is, again, more of like you can take more of like a mythological tone with it because Wonder Woman fights like Medusa, has to blind herself and such. So there's a lot that you could go with that. Plus, Rucka's normally like, of the Wonder Woman writers, that's the other one where I'm like, you could pretty much adapt anything from this and do pretty well. His regular run, not his Rebirth run. And now the Immortal Wonder Woman, this one can be a showcase short or the very end of your universe, because this is when the universe is like destroyed. Diana's all alone, and then she uses her power to essentially restart the universe. And it shows the effects on Diana that being immortal has. And then it shows, again, the world comes first, the sacrificial nature of this character, because she is one of the most giving, sacrificial characters to exist. And then if you want to go with like an origin for like the Amazons, I'm going to go with Historia. I mean, it's either Historia. You could actually factor Historia into Gods and Mortals, and that actually works. Like at the very least, it syncs up pretty well with the way those two origins are done. So those are the ones that, and obviously I could do more like Absolute Wonder Woman. Actually, no, I'm going to do that. Absolute Wonder Woman is the last one I'm going to talk about, because that way you could just do a like hardcore HBO Max animator live action series, and you can like make it like one of those DC animes and have like when the anime people work on it, and because it's the giant sword and she fights a crap ton of giant creatures. You could really like capitalize on the anime like motif and such to get some good stuff. But I think that's a good place to leave it. So those were like my, like, I think I did like 7 Wonder Woman moments that I think I want to see adapted. What were your ones that you would love to see adapted? Stories, moments, what have you, or characters if you want. And then I'll put below a link to Brit's thread, to her Twitter thread, so you guys can check that out. So be sure to become a member, because if you become a member, you get these a day early. And be sure to like, comment, subscribe. It really helps the channel. Anyway, stay heroic, everyone. Remember, Steve Trevor, Steve Never. He belongs 12 feet in the ground. Zoe Max about for life. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.